he did not share any details, but I'm like, how are you going to do that on Mars and all that? And somebody asked that question, and he said, no, that it'll still land on the moon of Mars like how it normally does. But then I'm like, then why don't you just land it here like that?
Right.
But I'm telling you, those landing legs are probably the landing legs and the heat tiles, I think, are going to be their biggest engineering challenges, because coming up with a design that is few part number, like there's not a lot of parts to fail.
Right.
Because if you have one part fail in a rocket, the whole thing blows up. So you can't have any chances of part failures at all.
Which is kind of why they do this extensive testing over and over and over again.
It's better.
It just has us standing there waiting all day.
Yeah. And that's one of the advantages I think SpaceX has over, for instance, NASA with their rocket. They've blown up 3 of these, so 4 of these. They had all the little tiny hops with number 4, 5, and 6, and NASA's only gotten 1 or 2 static fires in on their rocket, and one of them failed. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and that one's $2 billion per launch. This one's $5 million. I mean,
that's crazy.
There's a new way of doing things, and I think SpaceX is doing it pretty.
Well, I think that's why NASA's sourcing it out.
Yeah,
right? It doesn't make any sense for us as a country to be spending money when these guys can do it
for cheaper.
They can do it a bunch of times for the same amount of price.
Yep. And it's interesting that there are still so many other companies, rocket companies, that are producing rockets that aren't reusable, like ULA, which is United Launch Alliance, which is a pretty big company, and the CEO is a smart guy. Tory Bruno, on Twitter, he's just like Elon. He'll reply to anybody. On Twitter. Like I've directly asked him questions and he's responded. He's liked some of my stupid little jokes under his like posts and stuff. Really cool guy. And I'm very surprised that they aren't trying to develop a fully reusable launch system. Right now they're doing